King Shaman, thank you for subscribing. Despite the technical difficulties, tried to start the intro there. Absolutely did not work. I'm trying to... I think we're back. I will, that was why. This is the cool thing about streaming is that there's no way to test it other than to absolutely fuck it all up live. So thanks for hanging out for that, guys. Whoever is this is why you gotta join the stream early so you can see me shit the absolute bed. That was crazy. Go here. And we've got this is live. This is live. We got on YouTube. So some of you may have noticed that we're live on YouTube on the Professional Joke Explainer channel today. Of course, we're going to be on the Twitch channel, on the same Twitch channel forever, but we're trying to massage the algorithm a little bit. DJ Chemics, watch the new jokes explained. So many countries, so funny to think of them all. It truly is. Thank you. Yeah, we have a new jokes explained out for the patrons, and it is featuring Max Amini, one of the best comedians working today. Very expensive to see his shows. This is I just saw tickets for his shows being resold on Facebook Marketplace. They wanted $600 for a pair of tickets. Honestly, pretty good deal. If you want to go there and hear about what different countries are like. Pretty cool. Man, that's quite disappointing that I can't stream simultaneously to Instagram vertical as I can on here on, like, I clicked go live on the Instagram. I've connected it here. Oh, it is streaming. Oh, dear God. I wonder, hey, do any of you guys follow the Bachelors of Music on Instagram? Is it live? Do we know? Let me go here to scene 1. And let's get this Chrome up here. Because everything is pretty fucked from what I can see here. And for some reason here, let's go now. I'm rattled. This is what the inside of my brain looks like right now. This is what it looks like. I'm trying to do my best, but at the end of the day, I'm about to start a Somali daycare center, just like JP Sears. Now I wish I could show you guys what I see on my screen, but I have all my banking information up here simultaneously, just in case. But I've got my vertical stream. I've got my regular stream. I've got rumble.com. I've got my bank information, and I've got a little security camera that watches my neighbor's house in case he tries to pull any shit. And I'm sure you guys have the same setup at home. But I'm going to try and focus here, get us back on track. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We've got some Gutfeld today. Stream on locals is working. Perfect. We got some Gutfeld today. We got some bingo. Get your bingo cards. If you haven't played bingo before, the rules of bingo are that if you win the bingo, you can only play bingo on Twitch. If you win bingo, you get to link a link to something you'd like to have explained in the chat, and I'll do my best to explain it. DJ Chemic says, is it still off for everyone else? Is it off on Twitch? It should be on Twitch, DJ Chemics. Maybe just refresh the page. Dr. Bender, thanks for following. Thank you. Thank you for the little kiss there. DJ Chemix, what operating system do you have? DJ Chemix, if you're still on Windows 98, honestly, I applaud you. I applaud you for sticking it out. Can you hear me? There was a second stream. Oh, okay. It's funny that I can hear you, DJ, but DJ cannot hear me. What chaos? And again, it's so strange that I cannot test this until I click go live. And then it's live. I should have done this at 2 in the morning. See if any of you guys are paying attention. Anyway, we have 1 minute till bingo. Until then, we've got a little bit of fresh JP Sears has dropped. The joke here, I'll just show you guys a thumbnail. This is called How to Start a Somali Daycare Business in 3 Easy Steps. Very funny stuff so far. This is to explain this. Basically, there's a giant Somali daycare center ring in, I assume, Minnesota, because Tim Walz is a weak governor and he allowed the Somalis to take over the state. Casket push, thank you. King Shaman says 10 months on Twitch. However, I was following Myles long before then on YouTube. Yes, you have been. Thank you. I salute you. And when I open my Somali daycare center, I will hire you immediately.
Get out of here! I'm just doing some daycare. So it turns out daycare centers are the most profitable business you can start. So I'm here to teach you.
First of all, so funny. He's got traditional Somali outfit with his rifle and his poncho here and his headscarf. Very funny stuff.
How to open your own daycare center in 3 easy steps. Now, unlike other businesses,
he also spelled daycare wrong. Just noticed that. Took me a little while. Took me a second there, but yeah, he spelled it wrong.
That rely on what's called providing goods or services. Your daycare center, or sometimes referred to as a leering center, will earn revenue by just getting free money. So here's the 3 easy steps to start your own daycare business. Step 1, fill out your application for government funding. I know.
He also misspelled learning. He spelled it like that. So that's 2 jokes. 3 jokes already.
No, big words. You probably don't know what they mean. You don't have to. We're talking free money here. Now, the biggest problem you'll have.
And he's got the classic Boccherini string quintet in the background. JP Sears, big classical music fan.
In filling out your application is you don't know how to read or write. You could use voice to text, but you probably don't know how to speak English either, so that won't work for you. So your best bet's gonna be to draw some stick figures on the application that kind of implies what you're after. It'll be more than adequate. Never seen one rejected. Now let's be honest, you might not have the engine power upstairs to make a 3-year-old quality stick figure drawing. Now if that's the case for you, and it is, just recruit the most intelligent member of your family, tell them to stop staring at their John Cena poster, put down their jar of peanut butter, and draw some stick figures for you. Application note, for the government to give you millions of
very famous wrestler.
dollars of taxpayer money, they will require you to give back to some important causes. So lower on your application, you'll need to check which terrorist organization you'd like to send a small portion of your revenue to. They're all good options. You can't go wrong. Just pick one. Now you got yourself a solid looking application. Yeah, it is too a daycare. Yeah, we got the children's area, whatever, over there. Step 2, secure a lease on a building that theoretically could be a daycare center. This is literally.
Yeah, see, I would prefer if he was gonna use music for this. Now, I would use no, I don't want to go. I don't want to lose my Rumble feed here. Let me open up a Rumble tab here. There we go. This is okay. Rumble's a tough platform, right? I'm trying to find the music from Black Hawk Down, and they don't have it. But the music from, I think that's the Somali national anthem, is the intro. You know, when the Black Hawks are flying into Mogadishu, and there's like there's like that kind of like African-y sounding music. I think that's the Somali national anthem.
Going to be your only business expense.
That's the music I would have used for this.
The cheaper, the better. Here's a helpful hint. You'll find the best prices in the worst part of town, which is probably where you live. Therefore, it's the worst part of town. So you won't have to go far. Now, just one thing.
King Shaman asking, what the hell happened to this guy? Did he get hit in the head really hard or something? No, I haven't sustained any head injuries. JP Sears. JP Sears, yeah, he so what happened was he basically there's a point in every entertainer's life where somebody from a government approaches you and says, we will give you so much money to promote our ideology. And Brian and I have been waiting for this for a long time. You know, we hope we are putting it out there. If there's a government or agency or group that would like to fund the Bachelors of Music, we have a price. It's actually pretty affordable, and we could make stuff like this all day long. It would be no problem. You know, our Patreon tier, the highest tier, is, you know, we have tried to reach out to the Saudis. We know that they like their interests to be promoted, and we're more than willing to do that. For again, a pretty decent price for what you're getting. 2 live streams a week, a Jokes Explained video every, hopefully once in a while. But honestly, it's a good value. Ask anyone in the chat. Sugar Sherman, Saudis love their comedy. They do. They love their comedy. They love, I mean, the Riyadh Comedy Festival. I think I saw promos for that. Did you guys see the promos for the Riyadh Comedy Festival? I don't think I'm going to find this on Rumble either. Riyadh. How do you guys spell Riyadh? Riyadh. Riyadh. R-Y. Oh, Gordo, thank you. I needed that. Riyadh Comedy Festival. And that's it. That's all we got on Rumble. So Rumble, again, Rumble's more of a truth platform more than like a strictly like a place where you find videos you'd like to find. Anyway, guys, let's get to some Gutfeld. We got the bingo cards distributed here. What do we got? Only 13 players. That's not that great. Let's see. If I change windows, is it going to crash the fucking stream? I'm scared. Oh, it didn't. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's take a look here. Gutfeld show. There he is. Now, I don't know what the odds are that Gutfeld is hosting big holiday week. Gutfeld loves his holidays. Okay, 14 players. Let's do it. Now let's get to some Gutfeld here. December 29th. I'm afraid to say there probably won't be. There won't be any jokes about the Venezuelan kidnapping of Maduro. Very similar to that show Ashton Kutcher used to do, Punked. Was it Punked? Where he would prank celebrities. And so this is very similar to that. You know, guy's just hanging out in his house, thinks he's safe because he's in a sovereign country. You're not. America has the military power to punk any world leader at any time in the world. And it's important that countries remember that. They need to remember that, you know, if they if the United States in any way wants them arrested, they'll get arrested. It doesn't matter if you think you have a sovereign nation. You don't. You don't. So remember, pay your parking tickets. If you're in the States, if you have outstanding parking tickets and you go home to, you think you're safe in Italy? Nope. You'll hear a Black Hawk helicopter above your head pretty soon. You'll be brought to court. America does not stand for corrupt leaders. They don't stand for it. Why are you playing? Why are you saying test? Did we get taken down from YouTube? Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's you guys are. I'm so on edge. I'm so on edge right now. I'm so on edge, and I was hoping Gutfeld was gonna soothe me, but we got fucking Cat Timpf instead of Gutfeld. Son of a bitch. Did we see Tyrus at least?
Everyone, I'm Kat Timpf in for Greg on this special edition of Gutfeld.
I'll give you.
Let's kick things off with some jokes. Jeffrey Epstein's Amazon purchase history was revealed, and it listed Twinkies, schoolgirl uniforms, prostate.
She said skirl goo. She said skirl goo. Did she say skirl goo or school? What was that? That's a slip up though. That's a Gutfeld slip up. Skirl goo. That sounds like what they have. Wasn't that what you dip Dunkaroos in?
Massagers and vaginal tightening pills.
Vaginal tightening pills. You can get there's pills for that? I mean, I've heard of butthole tightening pills.
Otherwise known as the Greg Gutfeld Christmas grab bag.
Self-burn.
Off to a strong start there.
And Gutfeld fucks.
According to Forbes, more than 50 people became billionaires this past year.
Amen. No applause?
Mostly from the lucrative fields of tech, AI, and
Somali daycares.
Somali daycares in Minnesota.
I needed that. I needed the win. I needed that win, guys. I'm just gonna say migrant gangs.
Minnesota. Speaking of, federal prosecutors said the fraud in Minnesota could be as high as $9 billion. Or as one woman calls it, one stock pick.
Oh, hey. Shameless replay. Can you get sponsorship for that butthole tightening pill you speak of? Yeah, I can see if I think they're called the company that makes them, I think, is called Timmy Tight or Tommy's Tightener. Tommy's Tighteners, named after Thomson Tightener III, who invented those pills in the early 1800s. I thought they were pretty common. I thought you guys knew about those. Holy shit. Oh! Wow. I tried to turn on the Instagram chat here, and I've been confronted with a giant login screen for the Bachelors of Music Instagram, and I don't have it in me to make you guys watch me breathe through my mouth while I put in all our login information. I was gonna try and throw the Instagram live chat into the chat, but I'm too scared. Why won't it do it? I Fucking okay. Nancy Pelosi. Lamau, it's fine. Gasket Butch. I feel immense pressure to be very engaging and entertaining. I don't know why, because I shouldn't. This is a live stream. It should be pretty low effort, but let's get Nancy Pelosi. Isn't that what Brian's for? Yes, that used to be his job. Guy who fixes technical issues as they collapse on stream. Nancy Pelosi and is old. I'm just gonna say is old here. I mean, I could try. I could. Nah.
After reviewing emergency room reports, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has released official data of what Americans got stuck inside their bodies last year. One patient had a doorknob in his anus, so doctors ordered him to avoid Jehovah's Witnesses.
You know, I was gonna try to guess that one, but I wasn't fast enough to think what is associated with doors, right? I've never, doorknob in the anus. That's already funny enough, right? I thought she was gonna say don't slam your ass on the way out or something fast and simple. But she there's a way better joke there, which is stay away from Jehovah's Witnesses because they love doorknobs.
Another guy had a thermometer in his penis. Doctors told him to stop asking women if they want him to take their temperatures.
Hey, okay. So that's a good thing that was a joke there, because I didn't know that. So I would have thought. Obviously, you see this. You're like, the tiny bit goes in the tip of the penis, there, and then because you want to know how warm your penis is. I think every guy has thought this. I don't have the strength or the endurance to put it in my penis, but I think we've all had a thermometer on our penis, but maybe not in it. I think it's a little excessive. Plus, I think the best way to measure penis temperature is obviously to rest it in a jar of water, and then for a couple hours, and then measure the water temperature, and then you'll know how warm it is. It's just the safest way to do it.
And someone else had nails in his rectum. Doctors report he farted in a lumber yard and accidentally made 4 picnic tables.
Huge laugh. These are great jokes. A lot of anus, penis, vagina jokes to start out the new year. Gutfeld going in a little bit of a raunchy direction.
According to a new poll, most Americans aren't making
penis. Yes. Oh my God. Satellite disco. Yes. Jesus. Pretty rare. You know what? I'll give you P too. And penis. And is a pervert. These are a lot of bingos have been bingoed. And poo, because he farted and the nails were poo.
Charitable donations amid economic fears. This is bad news for one man who counts on the help of others. According to a new study, having a bigger butt could be a sign that you have ADHD. So, in case you're wondering, I do have ADHD. And finally,
what? How a bigger looking butt could be a sneaky sign of ADHD. Bigger looking. So not actual, there is actually no mass gained. It's just the optics, right?
I do have ADHD. And finally, according to the New York Post, the man who claims he has the world's smallest penis said it's really impacting his dating life.
And this is going to be a Gutfeld slam here. This is going to be a classic Gutfeld slam. Here's how it impacts dating and sex. Evidently, not very much.
Well, at least he has the #1 late night show.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? That's a setup. That is a slow pitch and a home run right there.
Thank you. So, there are a few new updates in the Minnesota fraud scheme. FBI.
That's great. And man, that's so, I mean, JP Sears already, we open up with a JP Sears genius sketch about the colossal Minnesota fraud case going on. And then we've got Gutfeld right on the heels. This might be a whole Somali daycare stream. And when you know, I don't think anyone's talking about anything else.
Director Kash Patel said Sunday that he's sending even more resources to the state to further investigate and, quote, dismantle large-scale fraud schemes exploiting federal programs. For those who have been in a food coma during the holidays, a lot of fraud has already been uncovered, with people who have been caught lying about feeding kids or running daycare programs so they can steal hundreds of millions of dollars in government funds. Meanwhile, actual poor kids are forced to work in Greg's wallet factory.
Oh my God. Another Gutfeld burn. Man, she's really going after Gutfeld. It's very cute the way that they kind of roast each other. Very fun chemistry there. Bachelor Music, the live is not on YouTube. Are we banned again? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a community post right now because we are streaming on YouTube on the Professional Joke Explainer YouTube channel. So, but I did not know that I should have done a post about this. I'm going to make a community post. Done. What? It is giving me none of these options here. We could craft a community post together. I'll say poo cum penis Minnesota daycare fraud. Professional Joke Explainer streaming today. But yes, we're streaming on the other channel. So what we're going to do is I'm going to live stream on the Professional Joke Explainer YouTube channel from now on. And the Twitch channel just as regular, same Twitch channel. And then just videos are going to be on the Bachelors of Music. This is 2026. This is a restructuring. We've fired 300 employees. We're lean now. We've leaned out. We're going to have AI do most of the decision making. And we're very close to automating the Joke Explainer. So that we could just have videos made automatically.
In one case alone, there were 78 indictments and 57 convictions. But it also seems like it could only be the beginning. Less than a week ago, a YouTuber named Nick Shirley made a video.
YouTuber? Does she say YouTuber? I do. I actually like YouTurb more than your. It sounds like instead of YouTube, it's your tube, which is so much more inclusive, right? Hey, did we just come up with the competitor to YouTube? Should we pivot to making your tube our tube? Do that again.
In one case alone, there were 78 indictments and 57 convictions. But it also seems like it could only be the beginning. Less than a week ago, a YouTuber named...
YouTuber. Okay, it was not your turb. It was YouTurb. YouTuber. YouTuber. I'll give you Tim Waltz because this is Tim Waltz's problem.
Nick Shirley made a video at a so-called daycare center. Watch.
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center all the way.
No way. Oh my God. So it's JP Sears' jokes were based in fact. And they always are. And I always forget to remind myself that he is doing the research.
Windows are blacked out. I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Why?
I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare?
And you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Boom.
The center was
Slam.
receiving millions of dollars to care for 99 kids. Now they have 99 problems, and a kid ain't one of them.
Bam. Cat Timph with the awesome reference to a Jay-Z song.
Yep.
So cool.
That operation looked faker than when Greg asks you how you're doing. And some are also
Bringing it back to Gut. She's actually hitting Gutfeld pretty hard here. She might want to back off. Greg is the boss. You don't want to make him angry, but he does have a good sense of humor.
reporting that some of the money may have gone to the terror group Al-Shabaab, where they asked kids, "What do you want to be when you blow up?" And what of
Al-Shabaab, very funny thing to say. But yes, so this is I think it's time, obviously, executive order to deport all Somalians. This is what happens when people come to America, they scam. Everyone is scamming America. You guys have to remember that. When you guys, and it's not, think of all of the money that went to this scam could have bought 3 good missiles for the Department of War. For the War Department, right? You could have bought 3 good missiles instead of funding 500 fraud daycare centers. Unbelievable.
the local politicians like Ilhan Omar? Well, according to the New York Post, she was closely connected to at least 2 people who were charged in the fraud. And some are questioning how her net worth skyrocketed from basically nothing to $30 million in just
Omar
1 year,
did this.
all as this scheme was going on in her district. She also introduced the Meals Act in 2020, which scaled back the oversight of government meal programs for kids during the pandemic, which critics claim made it easy for scammers to say they were feeding kids while pocketing the cash for themselves. You could just claim there was a kid, which is how women try to wrangle money from Joe Mackey.
Joe Mackey. There he is. Writing for Gutfeld.
So we'll have to see how it all plays out. But even now, there's blame to place on politicians and media and everyone else who does what I'm about to point out. Weaponizes baseless, widespread accusations that the opposite political party doesn't care about kids to shut down dissent. Sadly, both parties have done this. And why? Because it works. It's no coincidence that the businesses that were a part of this scandal were daycares and meal services devoted to feeding starving kids. No one questioned them, because if they did, they'd be smeared as not caring about children. Politicians, media, and other grifters use this often. You're against U.S.-led regime change in Venezuela? Well, you must not care about kids dying of overdoses.
What? Oh, this is so cool. Because this is before the famous, before Venezuela got punked. So there's usually a lot of pre-jokes before a large joke operation, like kidnapping the Venezuelan leader. There's a lot of pre-jokes. You make a lot more jokes until it just becomes so funny. You gotta do it.
You're against draconian gun control laws? Well, you just don't care when kids get shot. It works remarkably well at shutting down debate and investigation, at least for a time.
Draconian comes from the word Draco Malfoy, who was famously in Harry Potter as the evil one, and he hated guns.
Sadly, this stuff being uncovered in Minnesota so relatively soon is the exception, not the rule, especially when it comes to anything that's for the kids or that the "how could you, won't you think of the children" argument has touched. One thing we can and should do is to not let this argument, being so common in political discussions, make us forget it's actually not common in reality. We all know that caring about kids is something that unites us all, except for the rare, truly evil, stone-cold psychopathic person.
And hey, period. And ties it up with a nice little Greg Gutfeld burn bow. Very funny. Thank you, Cat Timph. Great stuff. Let's get in here on the comments. Leave something nice to say. Cat Timph, not my favorite. Timph. Not then, but jokes about Greg's vagina titan pills. I had my ass tightened with medication. Constipated. December 30th. This is right before New Year's here. This is the day before. This is New Year's Eve. This is the eve of New Year's Eve. New Year's double eve. Do you guys celebrate New Year's double eve? My asshole's so tight that when I fart, it makes all the dogs in the neighborhood bark. What the fuck? Well, Tyrus is here.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Kat Timph in for Greg on this special edition of Gutfeld. He's off looking at pictures of Joy Behar.
Joy Behar. Good. We're ticking the boxes here.
Let's start with some jokes. The Minnesota daycare being investigated for fraud with the misspelled Leering Center sign is blaming the...
God. You know, it's a fraud center, but Leering Center is going to be a Gutfeld. I think we got a new Gutfeld bingo card for 2026. I think we're going to see this. We're going to see this sign come up at least 36 times this year, and I am excited about that.
Graphic designer for the spelling error. It turns out he meant to write Stealing Center.
So good, because it was fraud. They were stealing.
Woo! Starting January 1st, the minimum wage in New York City will jump to $17 an hour.
Oh my God. $17. You know, back when I had a minimum wage job, I got paid $1.30 an hour, and we fucking worked hard. And now they're getting 17. Is everyone in New York just gonna buy a fucking mansion? Are they gonna buy a mansion? 17? Ginkgo Bonsai cheered 17 bits. I mean, seriously, Ginkgo Bonsai, 17 bits? Can you imagine making 17 bits an hour?
It's great news for the Gutfeld staff, who will get a $16 an hour raise.
Little Gutfeld joke there. Thank
Marjorie
you,
Taylor Greene said that the women at Mar-a-Lago have had way too much work done.
Mar-a-Lago of Easttown?
That's offensive. I'm not a woman, said one man.
Oh, look at Matt Gaetz. Oh, look at the facelift. Do they hate Matt Gaetz now? Oh yeah, is ugly, yes, very much so. And Venezuela. I didn't even check off Venezuela. I still have a vertical stream going somewhere in my brain, and I can't close the window. But he's looking good, hey? God, he looks beautiful. He's so smooth. Look at all these 17 bits. Hey, I love it when donating becomes a joke, because now you know that you all have to do it.
Beyonce is now officially a billionaire.
Okay, we'll
Good
edit
for
laughter
her.
in there.
She doesn't have an ugly bone in her body, besides Jay-Z.
Oh, I was gonna pause it and say, oh, besides Jay-Z. That's Jay-Z? I always thought it was Jay. We say Jay-Z here in Austin.
Please. Who wrote that?
You.
Not me.
And bone is the penis. And let me just explain this. I this is not a medical channel, but I do end up explaining a lot about how the human body works to kind of make the jokes make sense here. But the penis has a bone inside of it, and when you get aroused, there's a large bone that's stored in the anus that moves forwards and goes into the penis to make the penis available for procreation.
And finally, 1 in 3 college-age students said they babysat somebody who was wasted this year. And one boomer-age man said, I can't babysit. I
Greg Gutfeld?
don't know how to change a diaper.
And there it is. Woo! Hey, I just got a notification that someone subscribed. Thank you.
So, 2025 saw a lot of people bashing President Trump as destroying the country.
Yeah, unbelievable. Time to tell those people that they can fuck off and die. Get him, Cat.
Donald Trump and his extremist allies.
Here she is. Old wobbly drunk Kamala probably wants to run for president again. Kamala Harris, number 39.
Intend to take our nation backward.
Destroying our health care.
AOC.
Making sure that
bingo
housing
cards.
is too expensive to live in. That jacking up the costs of our groceries. What they are doing is hurting Americans.
A moment with a president who has no understanding or respect for the Constitution, moving us rapidly toward an authoritarian form of society.
We can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism.
Zoran Mamdani, showmance. Just bingos. Clutches the bingo before Zoran shows up, and we almost had number 75 there. Showmance, congratulations. Let's get these bingo cards administered. Beep, 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 bop, 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 bop. Okay, here we go. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of changing windows. But we're doing it. We're doing it. Let's take a ramble around Rumble. Oh, Showmass. Did you link your link yet? I'm trying to look for let's find a little bit. Oh, there's Show. Okay. Thank you. Nice and short. Love to see it. Let's take a little scroll. Casket Bush, thank you. Let's take a little scroll around the Rumbleverse here. What do we got here? We got Milo saying that everyone on the right is gay. Tucker owning Ben Shapiro. God, what is with the infighting? What's with the infighting? God, we're all friends. We're all friends. We all have the same objective, which is to further the interests of the people that give us money to do that. Crazy that they'd fight each other like this. What do we got here? Fake healings. Zoran, he's reading the newspaper, hanging, immediately doing nothing. Prime time. Dave Rubin's predictions for the year.
Of December of 2025, before any of these things actually happen. And in this video that we are putting out on January 3rd.
Oh man, if Gutfeld made fun of me, I would be so honored. I'd say, thanks, Greg, but you know what? You're a dumb, ugly bitch like Joy Behar.
2026, I will lay out all of my 2026 predictions, what's coming in politics, economy, culture, celebrity, and the media narratives that they'll be pushing, whether they're...
This is important to watch. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be funny, but Dave Rubin, you know, he was a stand-up comic, and now he's like a political comedian. He does like live streams and stuff. And he's one of the smartest people alive.
True or not.
Some
of this stuff I suppose will sound obvious. Some of it will make you uncomfortable, and a few of these predictions are probably going to age pretty well. I've got a decent track record. But here's the key point. We're going to revisit this at the end of 2026 and see how I did. No moving goalposts, no rewriting history. We're going to put it all on the record. Oh, and Newsom announced his presidential campaign.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we're starting this thing. Will he do it in 2026?
It's important. Yeah, no, it's funny because, no, you know, normally a candidate announces their candidacy 10 to 20 years in advance, just so they can have time to campaign. So it's getting a little late. It's getting late. If Gavin Newsom was going to declare that he was going to be running for president, he should have done it in the early 2000s.
That seems very early to me.
This is Dave Rubin. Dave Smith, Dave Rubin, very similar, but they are different.
And with the midterms a-coming, he won't do it before then, and then that really only leaves the rest of November and December. I'm going to say no. Gavin Newsom will not announce a presidential run in 2026. Who will win the NBA Finals? Oklahoma City Thunder, Denver Nuggets, New York Knicks, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, or San Antonio Spurs? In that I have not watched a minute of the NBA this year, and I suppose you could have picked any of the teams in that entire thing. I'm going to pick this. It's something that I said towards the latter. I will predict this. It's something that I said towards the latter half of 25, which is that Trump is going to need major wins before the midterms. I think there's going to be a bunch of economic wins, but I think doing something on the Russia-Ukraine thing before the midterms will bode really...
Russia-Ukraine thing. Yeah, it's important to remember it is a thing that's going on over there. Not a war. It's just there's a thing. There's a thing going on in Ukraine right now, which is very alarming. But it is a thing.
Really well. I'm thinking like summer of 26, June, July of 26. That's what I would look at. I think, yes, it will mostly be wrapped up. Maybe not like the perfect peace, you know, like it may end up sort of like an Israel-Hamas thing. It's not like peace, but at least the temporary stoppage of the killing. Yes, I will say that.
Shameless Replay says, so he's just making uneducated predictions. We're supposed to believe him just because he's Dave Rubin. Yes, I don't know. I don't know what planet you live on, Shameless Replay, but if a person is on a screen, you know, you can trust them, you know, because if the resolution's high enough, if they got good lighting, you know, and it's gotten a little bit better here on the Bachelors. I mean, I think the resolution, the lighting, you can believe everything they say. Education is not necessary. I find the more education people have, the more sad they are, and the less money they have. People that are just no school, all cool, they tend to make a lot more money, and that means you're smarter.
Will Barack Obama divorce Michael? Well, there.
Did you say this is a joke? Michael. Instead of they got him. I wonder if the writers set him up here and God, these guys have so much fun. Yeah. I would give anything to be one of these right-wing commentators. You know, I'm doing my best, but damn, that's a fun. Then they just laugh, and Michael is so close to Michelle. What a perfect joke. It just gets Dave right in the funny factory. Love it. Hey, another round of bingo's ready to go, guys. Look at this. We got less players than last time. I don't like that at all. 13 players out of 25 viewers on Twitch. Come on, you guys can do better than that. Let's get to 17. Okay, 14's good enough for me. 14 is the same as last time. I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay, starting out, here we go. Number 75. Tyrus is also a guest on this one, I remember.
With the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves.
Boos from the crowd, yeah. It's don't criticize the president. It is important to blindly follow your leader. He knows best. He's the most successful guy.
You know what? Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Kamala. AOC.
Look, if that's how they feel, they're free to express it, which is the same thing I say when Gutfeld fans say Kat should be the permanent host.
Get him. Gutfeld burn.
But still, what I don't understand is, if that is how they feel, how could these same people, many of them, support socialism?
Yeah.
It's killed more people than the vibe at a party when Gutfeld walks in.
Another burn, yeah. And socialism is deadly. Like, it's like a virus. It's like I had 3 friends die of socialism just last year. Just horrifying to hear. You know, when you hear someone caught socialism, call the priest, take them to the hospital, because they will pass away. Is stupid? Yeah.
And many of them are supporting socialism. Bad ideas are popular. That's why people keep putting hard liquor in Red Bull. 2025 saw socialist or socialist-ish candidates winning elections in Seattle, New Jersey, Minnesota, North Carolina, and of course...
Yeah, it's infectious. They should quarantine these areas.
Right here in New York City. The free market capital is about to be run by a guy who wants to abolish private property. And many more Democratic politicians supported these people. They've taken a harder turn left than my husband after I scream, "You're about to pass the soup store."
So that's kind of like a fun little joke about liking soup. It's funny to like soup because soup doesn't really have big chunks of red meat in it as much as you'd like. You know, real men have stew, and usually it's women who drink soup or eat soup. You can drink and eat soup. You know, there's many ways to consume it. You know, but in some areas in Los Angeles, a soup enema is very popular because you get all the goodness of soup, none of the calories, all of the energy.
Because I like soup. Okay. And here's what makes no sense. If you think Trump is too powerful and you think that his power is allowing him and his allies in the government to have an outsized, devastating impact on our country, then why would you be out there arguing for socialism, which would give the government even more power than it has now?
Oh, yeah.
It's like trying to fix an ingrown toenail by cutting off your foot.
Yeah, if you government, I mean, it's just classic. The government has power of socialism. That's what socialism argues for, the government to come in and kick you in the throat every single night. That's what they want you to do.
If anything, wouldn't this make you want the government to have less power? More power, after all, equals more influence. So how could you be so concerned to the point of freaking out about the influence that our government is having on our lives and freedom, and then turn around and vote for people who want its influence to be even larger than it is now? How could you express concern about government control and then turn around and support people who would like it to control, for example, housing, childcare, and even more of your money than it takes from you already? It's as confusing as Greg.
Casket Butch, careful. Even suggesting the Communist Manifesto to this chat. For one thing, I have the AI summarize it for me, please. I'm not going to read all that. 12 pages is a lot. I got a lot of fucking technical problems I got to figure out with streaming on OBS here. Second of all, I'm pretty sure all the Communist Manifesto says is, it says drag queen reading hour, trans bathrooms, and it says it mandated that there be a dictator that put everyone in gulags, and that's what they did in Soviet Russia. And I don't have to read it to know that, because I've heard it.
Ripping Brian Kilmeade and then vacationing with him at Sandals.
Brian Kilmeade is gay. Little joke there, little gay joke, maybe?
I guess maybe some people might just like these candidates. Or they might just dislike Trump so badly that anyone who says they hate him too is automatically someone they'll support just because of that common hatred. It's one of the worst things about the rabidly partisan politics of our time. They're so
rabidly partisan. God, I wish people would just sit down and watch Gutfeld and not be so political. God, I thank you guys in the chat. Thank you all for coming and watching these streams, not being political, just having a laugh. We're just having a laugh, enjoying Gutfeld. No politics.
So much focus on the individual people we put in positions of power, and not enough focus on the amount of power that those positions have. People complaining Trump can go to war at will, spy on us, and spend tons of our money on stuff we don't like should realize that any president can do that. And it's time we claimed that power back.
Claim the power. Claim it. Claim it. Yes, amen. Look at this. Look at these. Look at the woos. Woo. Look at the woo face. Woo. Look at this guy. Oh, this lady. Woo. Is this what the chat looks like? This is what I would imagine the chat looks like. This is all you guys here. Everyone here's wooing except this. This is DJ Chemix right here. And this is Gordo. And they're fucking watching those bingo cards. And they're not letting me miss a single goddamn one. They don't have time for woos. They're locked in. That's crazy, because Gutfeld rearranged actually spells cat timph, which is wild.
Happy New Year, everyone. So, we had an...
This fucking sucks. This is a goddamn clip show. God damn it. I don't think we have much of a choice. So we only got this Gutfeld, and we got one more Gutfeld, and then that's all the Gutfelds. And then what are we gonna do? You're gonna take a wild scroll through the Rumbleverse for, damn.
Incredible year of shows in 2025, and can't wait to bring you more in 2026. But first, let's have a look back at some of our recent favorite segments. Enjoy.
So the White House launched a new website where they highlight the media offender of the week. That's whichever news outlet spins a Trump story the worst.
They're gonna kill. There's gonna be a kill list.
It's got to be tough competition. It's like the cast of The View competing in a "Don't Break Your Chair" contest.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just a comp of the best jokes at Gutfeld of the whole year. Never mind. Never mind. The View, the whole cast of The View, breaking their chairs because they're fat as fuck. Oh man, where is fat? There was 17. 17. We're gonna start that here. You guys want to start a new Gen Alpha brain rot on the channel today? I think a lot of Gen Alphas watch this. I think I've said this before. It's Gen Alpha and the greatest generation.
But among its offender hall of shame, they mention the hoax that the U.S. Coast Guard will no longer classify swastikas and nooses as hate symbols, a fabricated story that an L.A. woman was kidnapped by ICE, and the media's constant fawning coverage of the Maryland dad. Of course, the media didn't take kindly to this oversight. Jim Acosta says the new website, quote, cracked the code on how to hurt the press.
Damn.
No, Jim, you cracked that code the moment you opened that butthole you call your mouth.
Oh, he called his mouth a butthole. That's very insulting. Very insulting. Very good burn. Hey, guess what? That's like a David Lucas level burn. Hey, guess what? Your mouth hole is your butthole, and your butt is your mouth. Get wrecked. If you guys are ever in a roast battle, just say, hey, guess what? Guess what? Your face is an asshole, and your asshole's a face.
Yeah, thank you. A hack at The Guardian calls it a desperate gimmick, and The Washington Post says the website is just Trump ramping up reporter attacks. But what reporter attacks exactly? Is there any proof there? See, it's no wonder they're getting replaced by AI. You'd get a better investigation from a Roomba.
Ask Bush to showed a friend of mine your explanation of David Lucas, and you have a new fan. Hey, I'm glad. Thank you. That was a fun episode. David Lucas, just a pleasure to watch him and explain his jokes.
It's funny how the media seems offended that someone besides us is holding them accountable. It's cute how they think we're still in a world where people trust newsprint headlines. Yeah, and right before they turn to chuckle at the latest Marmaduke.
Yeah, Marmaduke. Not as funny as Gutfeld.
But the world has changed. Everyone hates the media, including teens, according to a new survey. Of course, teens hate everything. It's why I have to keep painting my van a new color. But 84...
I think that means that he lures teens to his van. That's a pervert thing to do. And of course, this is a joke. This is a joke thing. That's a joke. Self-burn, yes. Oh, I already checked that off.
Percent of them describe the media as crazy, boring, fake, depressing. I felt like I was reading the latest Amazon reviews of some recent books. But about half believe the media makes up quotes. 6 out of 10 believe they take photos and videos out of context. And only a third believe that reporters correct errors when they actually happen. Hell, at least on this show, we always admit when we make mistakes. Yep. For instance, last night, we called J.B. Pritzker fat when we meant really fat.
Oh, damn.
And you know what? We regret the error. And we're going to do better next time. Now, naturally, the AP blames Trump. They write that teens reflect the attitudes they're exposed to. That's true. But the attitudes they're exposed to are predominantly yours, the liberals, you idiots. It's not
the liberals, you idiots. Hey, 3, 2, 5, 6. Congratulations on your bingo win. Double bingo. We got a double bingo bongo. Wow, we are blessed this day. We are blessed this day. Thank you for playing. Stella, just go 3, 2, 5, 6. Double links coming in. Jesus is king. Sugar Sherman, amen. God bless. double bingo. Let's get the links in here while I see if there are Gutfeld jokes or if this is just big ol', yeah, a lot of rents. Oh, they have Jeff Dye on this show. That's pretty cool. He's a very funny guy. Oh, Satellodisco donated a link. Whoa, Gordo and DJ neck and neck. That's why it's worth it. That's why it's worth it to get the good internet. And you get that fucking... That was so close. I could feel the heat from that competition there. Who else we need? We need 3256's link. We need yours as well. Jordan's on 15 ping. Hell yeah. God. What's Counter-Strike like for you? Must be pretty nice. Must be pretty nice. Oh, 3256 with a Rumble link. I like to see it. I like to see it. Okay. Let's move on to Gutfeld, the final episode here. Now watching the clip show. We want to see a real guts. We want to see the guts. Give us the guts. Oh! No, I can't. I gotta get the bingo cards out. Oh my God. I just need to get 5 monitors. I need 5. I only have 2. It's terrible. Let me get your bingo cards here. Dip, bip, bip, bip. I'm paying attention. I swear to God, I'm paying attention. You have 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. Until then, you must watch Dave Rubin predict this year.
Well, there's several rumors there that Michelle is actually Michael, that Barack Obama has been dating Jennifer.
3256, thank you for the 69 biddies towards a new monitor.
Aniston. No, I think the Obama thing has to continue and they have to keep going with that. So no, the Obamas will remain married because otherwise you'd have to split up all that Netflix money and nobody wants to lose.
Did he almost say Netflix? That's funny. Netflix. Could you, you know what? I'm thinking of a new video for the Bachelors of Music and it's just called Netflix and it's just the necks of U.S. senators. And I'll overdub the voices. I'll do the voices and it'll just be necks. And they'll just kind of, they'll talk to each other. The Gobblers. Meet the Gobblers.
They're half of that. Who will win the Super Bowl? The Los Angeles Rams, the Buffalo Bills, the Seattle Seahawks.
So these are good. Now, if you guys are into DraftKings or FanDuel or Bet365 or Polymarket or Kalshi or Betway or WayBet or BetUSA or Bet International or bet.gg.csskins.gg.biz, you're going to want to pay attention here.
Denver Broncos or the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I'm just getting no love for Florida here. Sorry, Dolphins. I'm going to say the
you're long. Cheeky.
Seattle Seahawks. Haven't watched the game all year. Yeah, okay. Will the Fed cut rates in 2026?
Nice. If you guys have the stock trading app, I mean, if you're going to trade stocks rather than bet on sports, you're kind of behind the times here, but this is interesting.
Yes, I think the Fed will cut rates in 2026. Again, I think the economy is going to start turning. I think Trump realizes the severity of the hour, that if he doesn't do major stuff before the midterms, that the bloodbath will be a-coming. So yes, I do think that the Fed will somehow get involved in this. And if the rates come down and people start seeing they can buy houses again, and it just loosens up that liquidity in the economy.
Let's loosen it up. Liquidity is like a stool, and it's got to be loosened up before it can flow. And, that people don't understand is interest rates should be near zero at all times. This way, people complain about housing being too expensive, but if people want to buy, okay, housing assets can't go down. Okay, people work hard to buy those assets, borrowing against their other assets. Okay, that takes work. So interest rates have to remain at zero so that people can, if they want to buy a house, they don't have $10 million, you can borrow it and you can pay it off over the course of 3 or 4 generations of your family. And if that's not available, where are people going to live? Where are they going to live?
It will be real good. Will Tesla's Optimus robot be available for purchase? I think Elon said, well, didn't he originally say end of 25?
Elon said that Optimus robots will be available and in our homes by the end of 2022. So,
if I'm not mistaken, now
they should be here.
They're probably looking at end of 26. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I feel like he's got something big coming this year. It's probably not going to be the colony on Mars just yet. We've had sort of joke in the house about like whether we're going to get the Optimus robot or not. And it's like, in some sense, you can't fight City Hall. These things are always coming. Now, do we want more devices that are listening to everybody and spying on you? And
did he say lip-syncing? Netflix lip-syncing? Dave Rubin he's got anatomy on his mind.
The robot just going to attack me in the middle of the night, like all of those things. But to me, I think I'm going to get it when that thing comes out, and it's going to sit right there and it's going to be staring at you guys throughout the show. Will Trump fire anyone in his cabinet? That's a good one. So
maybe that Indian in the cupboard.
Anyone get fired this year? Well, look, what do we know? We know that Bongino just left. He hasn't fired anyone yet, right? It feels like for a little bit of drama, that sort of thing. All right. I'm going to say Trump will fire somebody. I don't know who it's going to be, but it will be somebody. Will Elon come on the Rubin Report? For 2 years, I've met with him several times, and for 2 years, me and him have been going back and forth on when we could do it, and we wanted to do it on location at the Tesla factory and some other things. Then we were going to try to pull it off here in Miami, and then there were a lot of other things that went on. We were going to do it right when I came back on the grid, and then Charlie was killed. Yes. Elon 2026 Rubin Report. It will finally happen. Will the Tesla Roadster? Well, this is
that'd be awesome. So cool. Elon's going to come on. Hey, Dave Rubin talking about a Tesla. This is so crazy. It's so, the liberals used to love Tesla so much. They were obsessed. And then something happened. I don't even know what happened. But I guess the woke mind virus made them hate Tesla all of a sudden. But it's crazy when you think about it. It's crazy. Because guys like Dave Rubin, they love Tesla now. Pretty fun. All right. Get your bingo cards. Get them. Get them in front of you. Get them on your desk. Get them on your dashboard. Because this is going to be the last one. Gordo, I think you're right. Libs do hate. As soon as they see a pickup truck, they can't. They walk away. It's like they're allergic to success. Yes, print out your bingo cards. Get them printed out. Get your markers ready. Okay, we got Tyrus and Tom Shalhoub.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tom Shalhoub in for Greg on this very special edition of Gutfeld. Since it's the first show of the new year, let's see how some of our friends are celebrating 2026.
Again, it's so hard to decide if Tom Shalhoub is like, he looks like a 9-year-old boy who's just on the edge of retirement. It's very strange, man.
Joe Biden is replacing his embalming fluid with champagne. Greg is writing 2026 new Joy Behar jokes.
Hey, good. I don't think that's a joke. He's old. Joy Behar. We're getting him.
Yeah. Kamala Harris is still nursing a killer hangover.
Kamala Harris is drunk. We're doing it. We're going to get a bingo quick on this one if this is how this goes. I'm not a big Tom Shalhoub fan, but, you know, he's hitting the bingo cards hard off the top here. Did you guys know that Joe Biden and Joy Behar have the same amount of letters? You won't hear about that in the mainstream media. You won't.
Rashida Tlaib is shaving 2026 into her beard.
Rashida Tlaib. Now, beards on men, very handsome. Beards on women, very ugly. So that's number 67.
Wow. And finally, Zohran Mamdani is working hard at pretending to like Jews. Right. So, New York City is ringing in the new year with a new mayor, Zohran Mamdani. The man who proved anyone can make it in this town, as long as they're a Democrat who doesn't kill the elderly.
Got him.
Yes.
10.
Zohran was sworn in at City Hall on New Year's Day as New Yorkers got started on their New Year's resolution, throwing themselves in front of more subway trains.
Subway incidents.
He was the first mayor to be sworn in on the Koran. Meanwhile, a few blocks over, the Freedom Tower was saying, "Hey guys, remember me?"
That's a 9/11 joke, yeah. Muslims are always plotting to blow up New York, and it's such a huge risk to have a Muslim mayor, because that's basically a green light. You know, do it again. Page 3 of the Quran is just a beautiful illustration of New York with a huge crosshair on it. You know, I haven't read the Quran, but I have heard of it, and that's what's in there.
Then he gave his inauguration speech, or what I like to call the Big Apple's last will and testament.
40, yes.
Let's see what Zohran has planned. Does he stand alongside us?
I stand alongside you, the tens of thousands of you gathered here in Lower Manhattan, warmed against the January chill by the resurgent flame of hope.
Okay, January cold, hope warm. Got it. But that warmth is coming from BLM lighting police cars on fire.
Yep. Exactly. So that's a joke about the peaceful protests. You know, the United States, I just finished the Ken Burns American Revolution, and I've mentioned this several times. I just kind of like to humble brag about my ability to sit on the couch for long periods of time and watch things. And boy, it's crazy, because the American Revolution was all, they got together and they just said, England, we're going to protest peacefully once every fiscal quarter on Sunday until you give us our independence. And England was like, we cannot, this is breaking our empire. We're going to give you guys your independence. And not a single police car was burned. Not a single building was damaged. All private property was perfectly maintained.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism.
What is this, the Karl Marx Weather Channel? So collectivism is warm too.
That's so a Karl Marx Weather Channel. Could you imagine what that would be like? Every day is gray, and nobody has luxury products. That's my impression. Every day is raining because socialism brings misery and a tiny two-stroke cars. You have to wait in line for your pants. That's my impression. That's what happens.
Siberia would beg to differ.
The only expectation.
Siberia would beg, exactly. Page 1, Communist Manifesto. Send anyone who makes a good living and drives a truck to the gulags.
The nation I seek to reset is that of small expectations.
Hey, Don't knock small expectations. They're good. We tell our studio audience Greg is 2 feet tall, so they're pleasantly surprised when they see he's 3'5".
Oh, burn. Big burn. Short.
But, okay, what are these big expectations of yours?
Beginning today, we will govern expansively and audaciously. We may not always succeed, but never will we be accused of lacking the courage to try.
Commies,
it's a will like that got Mamdani all those job offers from his mom.
We expect greatness from the cooks wielding 1,000...
Yeah, big time Nepo baby. Not like Donald J. Trump, who he walked out of the gutter and bought Trump Tower with the firmest handshake that's ever been shook.
Spices from those who stride out onto our Broadway stages and from our starting point guard at Madison Square Garden. Let us demand the same from those who work in government.
Did you just compare the Knicks to government employees? I think you're thinking of the Pacers.
I stand alongside countless more New Yorkers watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboards of parked taxi cabs at LaGuardia. I stand alongside construction workers in steel-toed boots and halal cart vendors whose knees ache from working all day.
Pretty sure he confused halal cart vendors with prostitutes.
Yes. He confused them with See, in joke construction here. Now I'm trying to. You don't always have to make a direct logical connection to things, right? Knees aching means sucking dick. It's what that means. It doesn't to get there. You don't even have to get there. Sometimes the joke can be stand alone, right? And the reason why their knees ache is because you have to go on your knees to suck penis, unless you're sucking Greg Gutfeld's dick, in which you lie on the ground like a snake and slither towards him because he's just a wee lad. Yeah.
But wow, he's trying really hard to be inclusive.
I stand alongside over 1 million New Yorkers who voted for this day nearly 2 months ago. And I stand just as resolutely alongside those who did not.
Sure, like cops, Jews, and those people in white neighborhoods whose taxes you pledged to raise.
You got to be careful here, Tom Shalhoub. You can't imply that just white people pay taxes in New York City. That's a controversial opinion, but thank God this is a comedy show, so we know that that's a funny joke, as well.
Those in rent-stabilized homes will no longer dread the latest rent hike, because we will freeze the rent. These policies are not simply about the costs we make free, but the lives we fill with freedom. For too long in our city, freedom has belonged only to those who can afford to buy it. Our city hall will change that.
I'm sure he will, by making freedom so expensive, no one can afford it.
Yes. And well, I'm glad that both parties here, Zoran and Tom, are both acknowledging that you are born a wage slave in the United States, but if you make enough money, you can buy your freedom from the oligarchs. You can buy yourself the ability to not work anymore. It's a beautiful system.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical.
Great. Plenty of countries have tried socialism, and it worked out for them.
Yep. Speak of Venezuela tried socialism, and it didn't work because you're not allowed to do that, and America will kill you if you try. Chile, same deal. Vietnam tried socialism, and you know what else they tried? An ongoing bombing campaign from the United States. See, socialism causes you to be attacked by America. People don't talk about that enough, right? They think it's an economic system that will work, but they don't factor in the CIA exploding everybody who tries socialism, which is fundamentally why it does not work. Karl Marx did not mention this in his book. He never thought about that. He didn't think about the fact that if you freeze rents, you will be drone striked. It's crazy.
Venezuela had Latin America's highest standard of living. Now they're making empanadas out of zoo animals.
There are many who will be watching.
Empanada, that's funny.
They want to know if the left can govern. They want to know if the struggles that afflict them can be solved.
There's a lot of communism.
They want to know
Venezuela.
if it is right to hope again.
And there won't be a shortage of hope now. Hoping the lights will come back on. Hoping a 10-time felon won't stab you on your way to work. Hoping the rats
on your way to work. It's tough because in socialism, everyone's in the gulag, but also everyone is allowed to run free and stab you. It's crazy. It's a crazy mix of total anarchy and absolute government lockdown at the same time. It's a very scary place to be, where everything is the opposite of everything else at all times.
Won't unionize.
So standing together with the wind of purpose at our backs, we will do something that New Yorkers do better than anyone else. We will set an example for the world. The work continues. The work endures. The work, my friends, has only just begun. Thank you.
Sherman, you just gotta laugh.
Hold on. Was that a Nazi salute?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, look at that. That's a total... That's how Hitler saluted. That's a Hitler salute right there. Crazy. The media didn't talk about that. Hey? You don't see that in the media.
Look at it! That's what Elon did. Doesn't that make him a fascist? I'm not going to do it. I'll get in trouble.
I got one show. Man, I wasn't a fan of Tom Shalhoub before this, but he's made so many good points.
Good luck, New York. Your new mayor is an inexperienced socialist radical who wants to tear down capitalism and make life as free as a ticket to one of Sherrod's shows.
Whoa! Whoa. That's only on Groupon.
His whole brand isn't about fixing a broken system. It's about gaming it to win power, then lecturing everyone else for playing by the rules.
Whoa. That Tom Shalhoub, I was going to criticize it, but I've had these moments too, when you see a word and your whole brain just turns right off and you just go.
Maybe one day he will make life safer and more affordable for New Yorkers, but he will make it to win power, then lecturing everyone else for playing.
That was a good beat. That was a good full measure rest right there. That was a good rest.
By the rules. Maybe one day he will make life safer and more affordable for New Yorkers, but probably just those who take their U-Haul to Palm Beach.
Yep. See ya in the swamp. Fuck this place.
Let's welcome tonight's guests. This vegan's kind to animals.
Who's the blue hair man on this program?
Co-host of The Bottom Line on Fox Business, Dagan McDowell.
Who's this blue-haired man?
He hosts a video podcast that people actually watch. Host of Your Welcome podcast, Michael Malice.
Is this a blue-haired? I thought blue hairs were liberals. What the fuck is going on?
Hello.
Thanks for following. What the fuck? Yeah, Greg took a big holiday break. Greg took a big holiday break, and I don't want to fault him for it, but I'm a little angry. All right, that's bingo. I'm sorry, guys. That was the last. We got a double bingo today. We got quite a few videos to watch here. I hope I got everybody's videos. Oh yeah, we got 3 videos that were submitted. let's watch a little bit more. That wasn't a bingo. Just need a Jesse Waters. Now an Amber. I mean, I could draw a random number. Oh, that would be fucked. Let's do it. I'm gonna draw another round. Oh, we're just playing bingo now. This is the channel is gonna devolve into just me, just staring like this, just picking bingo numbers. I bet it would be more successful. Oh, another one. I don't bingo. Anybody? Anybody bingo? One more? Anybody? One more. Anybody got it? Bingo? Bingo? Whoopi Goldberg, number 70. Whoopi Goldberg. Is this against
bingo?
Hey, showmans, there it is. Give us your video. Congratulations. Okay, let me get these other viewer videos ready to go here. A stream called Bachelors of Music. Go to look at it. Just Myles calling bingo cards. Yeah, our branding is not ideal. We don't have a lot of great consistency here. Started the stream out with an absolute technological meltdown. At least you guys get to see what it's like when, you know, when the power goes out. Or when there's a big earthquake here on the coast of Austin. Showmans, anytime you're ready, I will click your link. Now let's take a look at this. Sports guys.
They're the only team that can pay him, and they're a desperate organization.
But he's not going to be. You think he thinks he's going to play like he did?
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to.
Hey, it's one of the caveman guys from insurance, caveman insurance guys. Showman, let me just click your link here. No spoilers for the people.
What do you got?
And then we'll go back here.
Of course, it's not going to work well.
Nick, is the man retarded?
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled?
Sure.
To think that he is going to go to the Clippers where they have Kawhi Leonard as the number one option, Paul George is the...
Yes, I think we've seen this one before. The fastest back pedal. This is a good highlight for 2025. This is one of the fastest back pedals I've ever seen. And I am a big cycling fan, as you can see behind me.
Number two, and still Russell Westbrook there, and think that he's going to shoot 25 times a night.
Listen, I didn't know what you were going to say today. I'm shocked. This is not going to work. What's going on?
Let me apologize for using that word. Oh. I have my first cousin. We just put him to. He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled. So
this is particularly funny to me because, this is how Brian talks about me when Brian gets caught saying retardando. You know, he's like, "Whoa, I'm sorry. You know, I have a friend. I do a YouTube channel with him, and you know, he's developmentally disabled, and you know, I work with him all the time, and he's a very good friend of mine. I would never use that word normally, but yes, you should. You got to change the word. Like you say, like, you know, if someone cuts you off in traffic, you're like, what's this fucking developmentally disabled person doing? Right? It's a bit more of a word salad. Sometimes, you know, I stubbed my toe the other day on the wall, and I was like, this fucking developmentally disabled fucking wall. Who fucking put this here? Whoa. Antifa.
way to stop school shootings would be make kids wear flags to school. Because they seem to care about flags, right? Yeah. They'd be like, hey, they're getting holes in our flags. They're getting stains in our flags, right? It's either that or fix mental health, but that's never going to happen, we really have no other chance. We got to play their game. I think a way to stop school shooting.
A lot of quick cuts. Who put the Antifa video in here? I want to know that, first of all. Okay? Who did that? DJ Chemicals, I swear to God.
Things would be make kids wear flags.
No plots.
Because they seem to care about flags.
No plots.
Right? Yeah. They'd be like, hey, they're getting holes in our flags. They're getting stains in our flags, right? It's either that or fix mental health, but that's never going to happen. So,
mental health costs money, okay? You can't be fixing that. Oh shit.
About white privilege, and I'm like, fuck, man.
Oh, look at that big mulleted man, Theo Von, one of the best.
That. I mean, I knew some motherfuckers with sweaters, okay? Don't get me wrong, you know? But I was 2 tank tops in the winter. And my black friends will get mad at me, man. Like, man, look what you did to us, man.
Is there music in the background? Is that Theo Von's original composition?
Look what you did to us. Like, bro, do you think I would do all that shit and move right next door, bro? Now we gonna split these plums or not, man? Fucking, we're down here together, dude. You think I took all your shit and just don't have it? Somebody else has both of our shit. And they're watching us fight over it.
Yes. So that's Theo Von's, one of his most famous comedy bits that he made that really blew him up as a podcaster. I don't know when that came out, but it's been reposted here on Rumble. He makes really good points there. He is a very wealthy man now. Thank God. But yes, that bit was really big, and this is from a different era of comedy where you could have like a one bit to take you to the stratosphere. But you do have to have 2 or between 3 and 5 hours of bits of this quality now. Theo Von is a classically trained pianist. His interpretations of Rachmaninoff concertos are simply wonderful. Oh, please link me the Deutsche Grammophon recordings. I've heard the same thing. I have heard. He got the Rogan bump. Did Joe Rogan maybe heard his piano concerto recordings and was like, I gotta get this guy on the podcast. I have never heard the D minor concerto. I've never heard the cadenza played like that. What an aggressive tempo to take off the top with the Berlin Philharmonic. I think this was back in the Simon Rattle days when he was conducting. But it was Joe Rogan is a big supporter of the arts.
What are you guys making for dinner? Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, I hope. Delicious.
So this is Mark Zuckerberg. He's a famous business comedian. Made a lot of his money. He made a spite website to spite his girlfriend. Blew up. Great business plan. And King Shaman, thank you. And he's got multiple smokers. He's smoking meat. This is what people, he's showing that he's just an average guy. He might have enough money to buy half of the EU. Just dollar for dollar, just pay out every human being there. But he's just a regular guy. He's got a fence. He's got a smoker. He's got multiple smokers. And so here he is hanging out at his relatable guest house, apart from the main compound here, just making a cool, relatable video, smoking meats.
But hopefully for Canadian Thanksgiving, you get to eat a lot of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That is going on the ribs. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. The Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's is very good.
Now, notice these gentlemen. So these are high-powered sycophant guys. Every rich guy has these. Remember the Justin Bieber live streams? These are actually different. Could you imagine if it was the same guys from the Justin Bieber live stream that were on the Mark Zuckerberg live stream? And you're just like, who are these people? But yeah, they're similar to those little fish that attach themselves to the side of sharks and sort of eat the leftover meats.
Good. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. We have just applied the Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Maybe throw some Sweet Baby Ray's on the ribs and take it from there. She's waiting for her ribs. I mean, she knows what's coming, and Sweet Baby Ray's. So that's pretty good.
I have he's got a much more relatable streaming setup than I do. I look like kind of an elite guy. I know the stream didn't start out elite, but pretty nice, pretty crisp. Got kind of a blurry signal going on here, and he's like the king of technology. Meat smoke.
Yeah, no, this is what Facebook Live is for. Just hanging out while you're sitting in your backyard, waiting for your Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Now, when we say Sweet Baby Ray's, in the normal, tier of money, we're of course referring to the famous barbecue sauce brand. Mark Zuckerberg has barbecue. Sweet Baby Ray's is referring to sweetened baby manta rays that are ground into a fine powder and then mixed with truffle oil and caviar and very fine cheese from the south of Switzerland. And it forms a very specific kind of sauce that, the moment you eat it, the penis bone that I mentioned before that's stored in your ass actually starts to vibrate and makes everything feel that the flavors just are profound. Now, how do I know this? Well, I have very wealthy friends.
Are you guys ready? You guys check this out. This is wow. Look at that. Pretty good. We're looking pretty good on the brisket. You just lost. So yeah.
There they are. It's Mark and the Mark boys. I assume these guys were in charge of the Sweet Baby grinding those Sweet Baby Rays into the powder that's necessary. Thank you for that one. Couple wild and crazy guys. This was a wild and crazy stream. It was a bit catastrophic. I'm gonna make an announcement in the community post that we're streaming here on the Professional Joke Explainer channel. But back on the Bachelors of Music, there will be a new episode coming out soon. Max Amini, explained by an expert, coming out. It's already out on our Patreon for the patrons to enjoy, and then we'll release it on the main channel very soon. And I can't wait to read your comments. And if you're in the comment section, tell us what your name is. Because that's a lot of his jokes in that is asking people what their name is. So get in those comments, tell us what your name is. I'll see if I could do a joke on it. But thank you guys for watching today. It's a bit of a shorter stream because I'm confused. And we ran out of Gutfeld. We were supposed to have 5 episodes. We had some bullshit Gutfeld today. So Jokes Explained Friday back as usual on this channel and on the Twitch, same thing. But I'm gonna reorganize, make some public announcements, get some people, chum the water, as we say in the business. But thank you all for your donations. Thanks for your follows. Thanks for your subscriptions. Happy New Year. Happy week. See you on Friday. Love you all. I hope you enjoy Max Amini, and I'll see you in the Discord in the comments section. Bye, everybody.